I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Right now, I'm just weighing out my options and looking for the best opportunities and options for Terence Crawford in my career.
I feel like Canelo, he's a more natural super middleweight. And if he's going against Canelo, his first fight being at 168, you know, it's kind of already, you know, he has a lot of disadvantages against him. So I feel like Canelo.
You know, let's fight. I think Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to start getting shots and blocking them power shots, and Canelo knows how to move too. He has agility. It's not like a robot.
In a bombshell revelation, it seems the much-hyped Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford mega fight might finally become a reality. The boxing world is abuzz after reports suggest that Canelo Alvarez has agreed to Saudi Arabia's lucrative offer to face pound-for-pound King Terence Crawford. Known for his larger-than-life bouts and unwavering pursuit of high-stakes matchups, Canelo appears set to add another iconic chapter to his illustrious career in 2025. Canelo, fresh off his dominant victory over Edgar Berlanga, expressed confidence about the potential showdown. "I'm in," he declared, adding with characteristic bravado, "Why not? Don't get me wrong, Crawford's a great fighter, but for me, at my weight class, it's an easy fight. Easy money." At 34, Canelo remains focused on cementing his legacy. While he has no shortage of opponents vying for a shot at the Mexican superstar, he understands that every decision he makes now could have lasting implications for his storied career.
Milestones.
Milestone. You've been undisputed. For division.
Look,
what's the next?
Keep winning fights. Keep winning fights.
Meanwhile, Terence "Bud" Crawford, the reigning pound-for-pound champ, hasn't been shy about pursuing this colossal clash. For months, he's voiced his desire to face Canelo, even referring to it as the biggest fight in boxing. Crawford believes this long-awaited bout is a must-see for fans who have been clamoring to witness two legends of the sport collide. Despite the weight disparity, Crawford is confident in his skills. "Canelo's a huge challenge, but I'm ready to show the world that size doesn't matter when you've got the skills," Crawford said. "I'll bring my A game and prove I'm the best, no matter the odds."
I ain't gonna break it down to you. You know what I mean? The strategy is leaving with my hand, you know, rolls and everybody mouth dropping. That's how I can, you know, sums it up in a little bit of.
This blockbuster fight has been in the works for some time, largely thanks to the efforts of His Excellency Turki Alalshikh, a key Saudi official who has made it his mission to bring boxing's most electrifying matchups to the kingdom. Though Al-Sheikh and Canelo have had their share of disagreements in the past, it seems those issues are being set aside for the sake of creating a spectacle that will captivate fans around the globe. "We are prioritizing this fight for 2025, Al-Sheikh confirmed. "It's not just about satisfying the fans, it's about creating history."
He's one of our plan to see him fight in 25.
The goal obviously is a Canelo fight for him, right?
We hope he wants this fight.
Crawford echoed Al-Sheikh's sentiments, noting that the fight isn't just about personal glory. "This is what the fans want," he said. "They've been asking who's the better fighter for years. It's time to settle the debate."
Crawford versus Canelo.
As I tell before to the ESPN, I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept.
Yo, Turk, tell the fans what we doing next.
We want financials.
Tell them we going for Canelo next.
Yes. Let's go. Canelo, come on.
You heard it from him.
We are ready.
As anticipation builds, boxing insiders have weighed in on the potential showdown.
I wouldn't say that. Right now, I'm just weighing out my options and looking for the best opportunities and options for Terence Crawford, and that's why you watch it and see. You know, that's what everybody want to see us fight for, because everybody got answers that need to be answered. You know, and the only way they can be answered is if me and Canelo is in the ring and we fight. So if that fight does happen, then everybody answers that, and questions and do's and don'ts will be answered. We shall see, you know, who knows?
That smile's telling me something else, bro. I think it might be on the line, no?
I'm Just saying, man, we can't say it's not going to happen. We can't say that it is. So, you know, let's all just wait.
Among them is David Benavidez, a fellow contender who has been eyeing Canelo for years. Benavidez praised Crawford's technical prowess, but expressed concern about the size difference. Bud's one of the most meticulous fighters we've ever seen, but he's giving up a lot of size to Canelo, Benavidez noted. He pointed to Crawford's recent fight at 154 pounds against Israil Madrimov as an example of how the weight disparity could play a role. At 168 or even 165, it's a different ballgame. Canelo's power and presence are something else entirely.
Honest with you, Crawford he's one of the best technical fighters I've ever seen. But, you know, when he went to 154, I'm not saying he had problems, but he kind of looked like he didn't have the power that he had at 147. And he still had to come up 2 or 3 weight classes.
While fans eagerly await confirmation of the fight's date, the stakes couldn't be higher for both fighters. For Canelo, it's another chance to solidify his position as one of boxing's all-time greats. For Crawford, it's an opportunity to prove that skill and determination can overcome even the steepest challenges. Boxing analysts and fans are raising serious questions about Terence Crawford's potential jump to 168 pounds to face Canelo Alvarez. Concerns have emerged following Crawford's recent performance at 154 pounds, where he seemed to lack the sharpness and vigor he displayed at his natural weight of 147 pounds. Jumping 3 weight classes to face one of the toughest contenders at 168 could be a monumental challenge. David Benavidez, a prominent name in the boxing world, weighed in on the matter. He stressed the importance of weight classes in combat sports, particularly boxing. In this sport, size matters, Benavidez explained. You can be more skilled, more experienced, but when your opponent is naturally bigger and stronger, that physical advantage becomes a game changer.
You know what I mean? But, I don't know, Crawford, bro, he's like a one-of-a-kind fighter, you know what I mean? Especially since if he knows he's going up to 168, he'll probably bulk up. But, I think the weight classes have to be respected.
Highlighting the obstacles Crawford would face, Benavidez noted that even if Crawford somehow reaches 168 pounds, he would still be at a severe disadvantage. Canelo is not only a physically dominant fighter, but also a master tactician who can decipher an opponent's strategy, dismantle their defense, and deliver knockout blows with surgical precision. Canelo has proven time and again that even bulkier fighters can't withstand his power. Crawford stepping up to his domain is a tall order, Benavidez remarked.
I feel like Canelo, he's a more natural super middleweight. And if he's going against Canelo, his first fight being at 168, you know, it's kind of already, you know, he has a lot of disadvantages against him. So I feel like Canelo.
While discussing the potential matchup, Benavidez couldn't resist a jab at Canelo's choice of opponents. He criticized the Mexican superstar for allegedly picking easier fights, implying that Canelo strategically avoids tougher matchups. He's got options, plenty of them, including a fight with me, Benavidez said. But instead, he's going after fighters like Crawford, where he knows the odds are heavily in his favor.
You know, if I don't get that Canelo fight, I really don't care. You know, I'm really happy where I'm at in my career. I'm happy with the opportunities I'm getting, and you know what I mean? It's just proving myself that I'm the best fighter in the world at whatever weight class I'm.
Showbiz the Adult, a renowned boxing analyst, also shared his take on the highly anticipated bout, which has reportedly entered the negotiation stage. Showbiz believes the fight strongly favors Canelo for several reasons, with the age gap being a significant factor. Crawford is 38, and while he's still an incredible fighter, he's nearing the end of his prime. Stepping into the ring against a younger, bigger fighter like Canelo is an uphill battle, Showbiz explained.
To fight and defeat a champion who's younger than him. I just want you guys to put that on you, because it's not just Canelo being younger. Crawford will be 38 this year, all right? So he's at that age where, you're considered an old fighter. He's a young man, but he's considered an old fighter. But Crawford's a fantastic fighter, a very elite fighter. All right, one of those guys like Ward, Floyd Mayweather, one of those type of James Toney, one of those type of skill sets where...
Comparisons between Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, which have gained traction online, Showbiz dismissed them as baseless. Crawford isn't Floyd, he stated emphatically. When Floyd fought Canelo in 2013, he was at his peak, agile, powerful, and able to absorb Canelo's punches without faltering. That fight took place at cruiserweight, where the size difference wasn't as dramatic. Crawford, on the other hand, is making a massive leap across 3 weight classes.
Floyd Mayweather, and I don't agree. All right. If you look at the punches Crawford gets hit with, if you look at his fight with Madrimov, just his last fight, most recent fight, the punches he got hit with, Floyd Mayweather doesn't get hit, especially consecutively, like those type of punches in a row. I don't see Crawford as a Floyd Mayweather. He destroyed Saul Canelo Alvarez. I want you guys to think about this too before my breakdown. Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo in comparison to Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Keep this in mind that Canelo Alvarez and Floyd fought at a catch weight, all right? In this situation, Terence Crawford will be moving up 3 weight classes to Canelo's world, all right? I want you, that's a huge...
Showbiz also highlighted Canelo's endurance and power, drawing attention to his recent victory over the younger, stronger Edgar Berlanga. Despite taking heavy punches, Canelo remained composed and delivered devastating counterattacks, ultimately dropping Berlanga with a single shot. Canelo's ability to withstand punishment and land precision strikes is unmatched, Showbiz said. He's done it against Berlanga, Jamal Charlo, and even Gennady Golovkin in their legendary bouts. Crawford stepping into this storm will be a spectacle, but the odds are firmly against him.
Berlanga with 1 punch. And the punches he was absorbing from Berlanga. I mean, you don't have to be a genius or a boxing pugilist to understand that Terence Crawford cannot pack the type of punch to drop Berlanga like that with 1 punch, and he can't absorb the type of punches Canelo Alvarez was absorbing from the likes of Berlanga or Triple G or Kovalev or Bivol or any of those guys. Terence Crawford cannot absorb those type of punches, all right? So when we talk about size and we talk about strength and all those things.
As the negotiations for this blockbuster fight continue, the boxing world remains divided. While fans are eager to witness the clash between 2 pound-for-pound greats, many agree that Crawford is facing an uphill battle. With age, weight, and experience at 168 favoring, adding to the growing chorus of praise for Canelo Alvarez, boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult recently highlighted the evolution of the Mexican fighter into a dominant force. With years of experience against a variety of opponents, Canelo has honed his craft and reached the peak of his physical form. In contrast, Showbiz noted that Terence Crawford's age and the significant weight jump to 168 pounds could present substantial challenges.
When it comes to attributes, Canelo Alvarez stronger, better chin. He's also younger. He's younger by 3+ years than Terence Bud Crawford. There are a lot of things physically, attributes-wise, physical attributes-wise, that's going into Canelo Alvarez's favor. But the one thing that we have to talk about is...
Showbiz also emphasized how Crawford, known for his speed and agility, may struggle to maintain these attributes at the higher weight. Speed is Crawford's greatest weapon, and losing that edge could be catastrophic against someone like Canelo, who already has so many advantages, he remarked.
Look at Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford is a fast fighter, period. He's coming from lightweight, starting from lightweight all the way up. His great athlete, full body-wise, foot-wise, everything. You will see him as a faster fighter, all right? But I am going to argue that Canelo Alvarez, though Terence is faster than Canelo, I don't think he's going to be that much faster than Canelo at 168, at 37, close to 38 years old. I think Terence Crawford is definitely naturally faster, and he'll be faster at 135, faster at 146.
Sharing similar sentiments, former world champion Demetrius Andrade weighed in on the debate. Andrade, a close acquaintance of Crawford from their amateur days, acknowledged Crawford's skill and pound-for-pound dominance. However, he expressed skepticism about Crawford's chances in this fight, citing the size and power of Canelo as insurmountable obstacles. If Canelo was just big, it might have been an even fight, Andrade explained, but he's big and powerful, with the ability to drop even the larger guys in the ring.
Yeah, I believe so. Listen, I love Crawford. He's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've been travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both, whatever. Everybody. The stories can go on, but yeah, when it comes to weight and power, man, that shit is real.
Andrade pointed to Canelo's bout against Jermell Charlo as a case study. Despite Charlo's size and strength, Canelo dominated the fight, forcing Charlo into a defensive retreat and eventually dropping him.
And skills too, skill level too. Like Canelo's not no pushover. Look what he did to the little girl Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlo, big bad wolf, and he ran the whole night off of a couple of hooks. Like shit, Canelo threw a couple of hooks and he just ran all night. It's like, where's that? You know, let's fight. I think Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to start getting shots and blocking them power shots, and Canelo knows how to move too. He has agility. It's not like a robot. I mean, it's gonna be.
Reflecting on Crawford's chances, Andrade dismissed claims from some in the industry that Crawford's skill set could bridge the gap. Supporting your favorite fighter is one thing, but thinking Crawford can win this fight without facing serious risks is just unrealistic, Andrade stated. Despite his reservations, Andrade expressed excitement about the fight and voiced his support for Crawford, saying, "This will be a great fight for fans of both fighters. Regardless of the odds, I'll be rooting for my brother, just like old times."
My opinion is my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think Crawford can beat Canelo. But do I think he can give him a good fight? And I'll be sitting there rooting for Crawford all day. I'll put all my money. I'm always going to bet on black, always. But in reality of it, I just think Canelo knows how to fight. He knows how to come in big, and he can throw hard shots. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just talking real boxing facts. I'm not trying to be in this fantasy world, because it's not.
As anticipation builds, prominent boxing reporter Sean Zittel also chimed in, calling this potential clash one of the most lucrative and highly anticipated bouts in recent memory. The fight, which is rumored to be part of Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season or under the banner of the Ring, has captured the public's imagination. However, Zittel pointed out that the fight's financial success will depend heavily on promotional efforts from both fighters. While Canelo is well known for his ability to draw crowds and market his fights, Crawford has a reputation for retreating from the spotlight in the lead-up to major bouts. Canelo is an entertainer who knows how to sell a fight, but Crawford's reluctance to engage in promotional activities could impact the event's overall success, Zittel noted.
But what I kept hearing in Las Vegas this week from people that got good information from the Canelo camp is that the Crawford fight is a very legit possibility next. You know, some type of Riyadh season, PBC, joint promotion. They want to do it here. Money talks, and Turki Alalshikh has a lot.
With negotiations reportedly nearing completion, the boxing world is buzzing with excitement. Fans and analysts alike are debating whether Canelo made the right move by accepting this fight and whether Crawford can overcome the odds stacked against him. Boxing analyst Sean Zittel has offered a detailed perspective on the potential clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, acknowledging the uphill battle Crawford faces while exploring the slim possibility of an upset. Sean echoed sentiments shared by Demetrius Andrade, noting that while Crawford's reach and boxing IQ are exceptional, this would be his debut at 168 pounds, a monumental leap with inherent risks.
And in regards to a Canelo-Crawford fight, I understand why Ant and others would think Crawford can turn Canelo in the center of the ring with his length and beat him. I would still favor Alvarez. I still favor Canelo because I do think he'd have to pick.
I understand why people think Crawford could use his length to control the center of the ring and outbox Canelo, Sean stated. But I still favor Alvarez. Canelo's power, precision, and experience in this division give him a clear edge. Sean emphasized Alvarez's underrated strengths, particularly his devastating punching power and uncanny accuracy, which have dismantled numerous top-tier opponents.
You know, it's my opinion, but I think that it'll be hard for Terence to keep Canelo off of him. And Crawford, with those long arms, is such a dynamic, unique offensive fighter and all that, but I think Canelo is actually a more compact puncher.
Canelo doesn't get enough credit for his ability to land punches with surgical precision. That power is what separates him from someone like David Avanesyan, Crawford's last opponent. Even though Avanesyan is younger and physically strong, he doesn't possess the knockout power that Canelo does, Sean explained.
And if he and I just don't know. Once he gets in there with Canelo, man, Crawford is Crawford. I mean, he's a monster, but he may not be able to keep this guy off of him, and he may not feel as comfortable. The Canelo's fights have a pattern. If you're not Bivol the last couple years ago, you get back from pillar to post, you can't keep him off. And I think Canelo's hand speed is underrated. You see this big, burly, stocky 5'8" guy, you don't think he's gonna have his hand speed will surprise you. He's explosive. And you see how Madrimov was able to place the right hand. Again, styles make fights. Canelo doesn't have Madrimov's youth and feet and feints, but he's Canelo, and that's Madrimov. And he
can't fight Canelo all the way.
Former world champion Sean Porter chimed in, sharing similar concerns about Crawford's ability to endure Canelo's heavy shots over 12 rounds. Porter highlighted a potential strategy for Alvarez, suggesting the Mexican star would likely start fast, aiming to dominate early rounds and break Crawford down before his stamina wanes later in the fight. We know Canelo tends to slow down in the later rounds, so he'll probably go all out early to try to overwhelm Crawford, Porter remarked.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of...
Despite favoring Canelo, Sean acknowledged the unpredictable nature of Crawford, who has a history of defying expectations. Citing Crawford's stunning victory over Errol Spence Jr., where he used resilience and counterattacking brilliance to secure an unforgettable win, Sean admitted there's always a chance Crawford could stage a mid-fight comeback.
Really, really hard for me to see Canelo losing to Crawford. But it's also, there's things that I can see that Crawford is so good at.
Yeah.
That it's like, I can't see him not being able to be sharp and do that round after round, man.
So many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another,
I'm concerned about Crawford absorbing Canelo's punches, but if he can weather the storm early, he might find opportunities to counter and turn the tide, Sean added. As the fight nears, fans are debating whether this matchup is a wise decision for either fighter. Will Canelo's power and size advantage solidify his dominance, or can Crawford defy the odds once again? Let us know what you think. Is this fight a good move for both fighters, or are the challenges too great for Crawford to overcome? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing updates.